Okay guys, right now I'm just gonna put some electrical tape on the bare ends of this LED lighting. I'm not entirely sure why, how exactly, if I need to put power in on both ends at the same time or not. Here, let me shove you guys into camera frame so you can actually see what's happening. So there's two ends to these lightings, but I'm sure that's because if they want you to cut it and make different sections, that's why they do that. However, I'm going to keep everything intact and just kind of weave it to the way I want it. That way I have optimum, grow light area. So hopefully that works. That's sealed. Now I'm going to quickly strip some extra wire off of these, off the ends if I can. Okay, that worked. Very thin gauge wire, so obviously it doesn't take a lot of power as far as we know because it's LED. So now I have to disconnect my light from the meter so I can see how much power these things suck. But I'm pretty impressed with my light here. That I have about 4 of those guys, 4 or 5, and I bought them a while ago. One of my followers on YouTube recommended those, and I'm glad they did because they hardly use any juice via the meter you guys saw in a previous video, and they are bright. They will do fine. That'll be my light source in the tiny house once I get the off-grid batteries going here. Off the solar. So things are slowly coming together. Okay, that junk. And what I did was all I did was nothing special. I just wrapped the wire around this guy and then taped it tight. Because I didn't solder anything. High-tech I-18 Stu's like, you gotta learn how to solder. So maybe in the future I can kind of melt some metal together here and have make permanent connections. But this is kind of temporary because I'm just trying stuff out right now. But so far so good. Alright, I kind of bent some stuff. So my good light, fantastic. Put him aside. And I got my 2 ends here. Those are taped off, so I'm not going to have issues. Now we want the load. The load side is connected to the lights and the source to the battery, the charge controller. So I'm going to wire these up. Hopefully I got enough wire on these guys. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to wrap the red to red and then tape it, and then do the same for the negative. I'm using way too much tape, but whatever. Alright, that's wrapped. And this is kind of I get to try these lights out for the first time, and then I also get to get a reading of how much power, get an idea of how much power these things are gonna draw from my batteries. from my when I say batteries, it's my solar system, my battery bank. Once I get that up and going for the tiny house power. And these type of lights, I can grow vegetables, can grow weed if you wanted to, but you know, I gotta wait till that's legal to do, obviously. So okay, that's all hooked up. Now I have to get rid of some junk here. Now I have to grab the charge controller, guys, and hook this end into that charge controller, and then hook the charge controller up to my solar power pack here. Okay, so just give me a second, I will be back. Okay guys, I have the power pack unplugged off of main power, and I'm just gonna hook up my negative to negative terminals, positive to positive, and then I'm gonna adjust myself so the charge controller and everything are kind of set up so you guys can see. So I got my lights, I'll lift those up above. What's going on? All my connections are good there. Now I'm gonna hook this, hook the meter into the charge controller. So we're gonna do negative first. Now there's no power here, guys, so it's safe to be doing this. I just gotta make sure these connections are tight, because the first time I was messing with this, it's on a learning curve and didn't quite get in all the way, or the connection actually came loose. I gotta kind of push in the wire as I tighten down with the other hand. And there we go. I think I just heard the doorbell, so give me a second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. That was not the door. It was the television that's on in the other room. So everything looks okay. I will now turn the power on to the 12 volt poles via the switch in the back here. So okay, God, oh geez, that looks weird and bright. Okay, so let's get the reading of, come on. Okay, what I can see is 50 watts. So it says 12 volts, 50 watts, 0.5 watt hour, 4.13 amps. These things get warm. I got a little bit of heat. So 3.78 amps, 12 volt. And then, are you guys able to see the meter with this light here? Hold on. Oh. Okay. This thing is generating a little bit of heat. So I'm going to try to focus down, because I can't really tell on the camera. Okay, yeah, you guys are able to see this. This is how much the entire spool of LED grow lights that have the red, blue, pink variants, I guess, for I guess plants like that. So I'm also want to check to see what the actual charge controller is going to read. Okay, it's, wait a minute. I gotta get to okay, 3.5 amps. So it's kind of close to what my meter's reading. My meter that's attached to the load side is giving me way more high quality accuracy than the cheapo charge controller that I have, PWM. But it's close, 3.6 amp. That's a lot of amps for these lights, especially LEDs. But as you can see, that, now I got the, it is lighted, it's bright in here in the room right now, so you can kind of see what this thing's doing. Now this thing is getting warm. Yes. Okay, so that's interesting. They do say the LEDs, these type, do get warm. So I'm guessing that's why that comes with the amps. That's why the amps are so high. They actually throw a lot of heat. So I'm going to shut this off for now. But what I can do, guys, like I'll kind of demonstrate. I can spool this out and run this zigzag back and forth above where my plants are going to be, and then that will work. I don't have to cut anything. I'll just go back and forth, weave it back and forth, and that will do an area of where all my veggies are going to grow and stuff like that. So I can grow in the wintertime indoors of the tiny house, and this will actually be generating heat to heat the tiny house a little bit, not a whole lot, but it will. So that's awesome. So 12 volt DC lights. You guys saw all the readings on the meter, and let's see what my battery's doing. 12.9 under load, which is okay. Can't run it for too long without the solar coming in, but with these lights, normally I'd want to run them 12-hour shifts on my veggies, on whatever I'm growing, and that way, you know, things are good. That is a nice hand warmer. I'm going to shut this off because it's probably not a good idea to keep all the heat contained in a spool like this. So what I'll do is I will flip the switch, disconnect, that way everything's safe, and there we go, guys. So off of load, 13.1 volt. Hopefully you saw that. Then I'll just plug in main power to this thing again off the city, and that thing's charging up again. So pretty interesting. Now that's warm. Yeah. Woo. Okay, so I could actually heat, if I was so desperate, I could actually heat a bed or something under the covers with that if I needed to. But no, not really, because this is for growing plants, not for heating Rob. So awesome. So another awesome find from Wish, guys, believe it or not. And make sure if you're going to do this for off-grid, you get the 12 volt version like I did here, and it does have the sticky back, sticky tape on the back so you can stick it up. I'll probably just end up wire tying stuff around once I get an area picked out. And I can actually do this in the closet area if I need to. I don't even have to be in a room with light in it, because this is acting as the sun, or imitation sun, for the plants. So, and it's got a little, it throws a little bit of heat, guys. That's warm still. So with that many amps, yeah, I guess it would be. So pretty cool. I'm glad I got this meter from Stu. He recommended that, so I got that, and it wasn't too costly. So highly recommend that meter when working with PWMs, because the PWM charge controller, because they're a little bit cheaper, they don't have like real nice accuracy. Their accuracy is like close, but you know, it can be off. So that's why you want something like this. So that's another nice test there, guys, and pretty happy so far. So you'll be seeing more of this guy and everything in the future here as the tiny house comes together. So we'll talk to you on the next one, and that's it for now.